What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, I started a new playlist with weird and crazy stories. So I came across this one and I was like, ooh, this looks a little juicy. So the title of this is called Bride Reads Cheating Fiancé's Text to Wedding Guests Instead of Vows. That alone right there caught my eye and I was like, oh yeah, let's get into it. So I found this article. I believe it's under Your Tango, but I'll leave, the link down below. And let's see, let's get into it. So it says, an Australian bride is being hailed a hero on her wedding day after an anonymous text message was sent the night before her wedding revealing her fiancé was cheating on her. Y'all. Unsure what to do next, the bride decided she wasn't going to let her dress or venue go to waste and chose to seize the opportunity to expose her husband-to-be. I like the sound of that already. The bride read out loud her cheating groom's text at the altar. The woman, who wished to remain anonymous, told the Australian website Whim that she had been so excited to marry her fiancé, Alex. Alex and I had been together for 6 years. I felt he was the one instantly. Our families became friends, our lives were entwined, and I believed we'd live happily ever after, she wrote in her essay. While enjoying her final night as an unmarried woman with some girlfriends, her phone buzzed and she picked it up. A number she didn't recognize sent her a series of screenshots of text messages accompanied by the words, "I wouldn't marry him. Will you?" Let me tell y'all something. Like, off of that alone, just reading that off of first impulse, I'd be leaving wherever I was and I'd go find him. Oh, I'm going to go find him. Let's move right along. It says this caused worry for the soon-to-be newlywed. When she looked at the messages, she was shocked. The bride became distraught over what she was reading. Alex had been messaging another woman for months and was speaking to her days before the wedding behind his bride's back. See, the $1 million question, of course, that millions would probably ask is, if you weren't happy in the relationship and you were cheating and you were talking to another chick, why were you getting ready to walk down the aisle before God and tie yourself up to one person for the rest of your life if that's not really what you wanted to do? Okay, moving right along. It says the messages were explicit. He sent photographs to his dark-haired mistress, even sending a text saying, "I wish my girlfriend had half the skills you do." At that point, I would have shown you some brand new skills that you have never seen. Okay? And I don't mean that in a good way. All right? That alone right there would have probably sent me to call up certain people that I know or knew and meet me here. We got a problem. Okay? I wish my girlfriend had half the skills you do. And that's another thing. If you feel that she is not satisfying you, why are you willing to walk down the aisle and marry someone and be with this person for the rest of your life if she's not satisfying you, if all you're going to do is cheat anyway? She went on to say, every word was like a dagger in my heart, and my wedding was only hours away. How could I cancel when everyone had already traveled to be there and everything was paid for? The bride wrote. She burst into tears. I would have too, and her girlfriends were all threatening violence against Alex and told her to call him, but she refused to take their advice. During the night, she couldn't sleep, and when dawn came, she awoke her girls and made her decision. My girls would have done the same thing. The only thing is I probably would have went. That's the only difference. But anyway, moving right along. It says, she says, I was going to go ahead with the wedding as expected and out him in front of our friends and family, she said to her friends. When the day came, the bride walked down the aisle as friends and family members looked on. Alex saw her face, but saw she was not ecstatic on the big day, but he had no idea what was happening or what was going to happen. Arriving at the front of the room, she turned around and said, "It seems Alex is not who I thought he was." Shock rippled through the crowd, and she pulled her phone out and read every single message Alex sent to the girl. I like it. I let my weeping eyes rise and meet his, and he had not one thing to say. And she watched Alex stalk out of the church with his best man trailing behind him. Instead of letting the reception go to waste, the bride and all her family and friends decided to celebrate honesty, finding true love, and following your heart even when it hurts. While it was not the big day she was hoping for, the party afterwards, she said, was one hell of a party, as she puts it. Oh, I bet she had a couple of drinks that night. The only thing is, I understand. I get it. And I don't blame her one bit. I don't feel that there is anything wrong with what she did. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, of course, everything was planned. Everything has been paid for. And at that point, there is no deposits back. Like, things get paid for, you just lose the money. I've known people that this has happened to. You've got caterers, you got the cake, you've got the wedding dress, especially if it's custom made. You've got, the everything that goes into a wedding has already been done and paid for. So for you to go and say, you know what, I'm calling off the wedding, all that money gone to waste? No, I feel like she did a good thing and went on with the party anyway. She celebrated what she felt in her heart that needed to be celebrated, which is honesty. She learned that her husband-to-be was not who she thought he was. She's still open to finding true love. And then, following your heart even when it hurts. So she was very transparent. Everyone there knew, what she was going through. She outed him in front of everybody. And I feel like that was well-deserved. Although I probably would have done a few things differently, but we're going to keep it PG. But, at the end of it all, she says that it was one hell of a party. But I've got to believe that when all was said and done, that was supposed to be your wedding day. You were with this man for years. And this was supposed to be your wedding day, and someone sent you all of these things that he did. Whether you got drunk, whether you had the time of your life, whether you had the best party ever, when everyone goes home, when everyone is back down to earth, when you are sober again and you go home and you are facing the reality of the fact that this was not how you saw this going, you're going to feel it. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And I feel like in a situation like that, and obviously I don't know who this person is. Maybe she can handle, this a lot better than most. But something like this, it is something that you really have to kind of take time to yourself to process. Just seeing that he was even telling this other chick, oh, I wish my girlfriend had, the skills that you had. Like, how long have you been feeling this way? How long have you known that she wasn't satisfying you? And the fact that you have looked her in the face and was still willing to walk down the aisle with her, knowing that you were texting and messaging this other woman days before your wedding, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I wish we got a lot more to this story, but all in all, I do not blame her for the way that she went about this. I think she went about it, got her money's worth, partied the night away. But I'm hoping that she is taking care of herself, taking care of her heart. I hope she is getting, definitely the healing that she needs, because it's one thing to find out that your, boyfriend or girlfriend is, or fiance is cheating, but to have it happen like this, literally hours before your wedding, like, that's tough. And then to have to stand up there, you know, just walking down that aisle with all the dignity that you have, and to out him in front of everyone and basically let everyone see that this fell apart. That's not easy, because a lot of us tend to want to be closed off when things don't go right, or when our relationship is going, you know, south, or when things are not the greatest. We tend to kind of hide away from people that we love, and it's not easy for us to talk about it because we want everyone to think that it's okay, and that's normal. That's a lot of relationships, right? But for her to go up there and just basically let him know, like, look, my relationship just got shot to ish. This is what happened. This is who he is. You know, that was very big of her, but I'm hoping that she gets, you know, if she needs the counseling, if she needs the help, but I'm hoping that she does continue to heal and to absolutely find true love. And, you know, the fact that she went about this the way that she did, kudos to her. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of this crazy story. How would you have handled it? Especially, you know, both women and men. Like, maybe, I don't know if, you know, for her to be that calm about it. Because somebody like me, I wouldn't have stayed in my room. If my girls would have been like, yo, let's go get him, I would have went to go get him. But we're all different. But let me know down below what you would have done. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles!